did have a two friendlies set up for this, one with the club that was hosting them down in Costa Rica. That unfortunately did not happen, so Liga Deportiva Alajuelense was scheduled, but the country had a moratorium on gatherings ahead of municipal elections. So the friendly was supposed to be played behind closed doors. The clubs were unable to get official approval to hold that game. So that didn't happen. So the only thing the only match of the two that the Reign were able to get going was this one that we'll put up on your screen here. This friendly against the Costa Rica national team, FCRF. It was a 4-0 win. 4 goals here, 4 different goal scorers. Bethany Balser scored in the 3rd minute to kick things off. 10 minutes later in the 13th, Ziara King scored. Shortly after halftime, with a bunch of substitutions made, Ryan Brown scored in the 48th minute. And then Jordan Heidema put the finishing touches on things, the exclamation point, with a 55th minute goal, which came off of a penalty. So somewhat resounding there. Nice to kind of see 3 of those main faces that I'd imagined to score do so with Balser, King, and Heidema. Nice to see Ryan Brown scoring as well. She was someone that, with her speed on the wing defensively, can create some havoc and some damage, and nice to see her get on the board as well, even if it's just a friendly. So also unfortunate to not be able to see that other friendly against their host club take place because of the different outlying circumstances. So again, kind of similar to the situation with the Sounders there with their friendly. Not a lot you can take from these per se, outside of getting the depth in. Sam Meza, the draft pick from this past draft out of North Carolina. I apologize, wrong Carolina. Lot of speed there. Kind of a pesky player on the ball, kind of hounding the opposition. So that was fun to see and see her fill that kind of role. Obviously, with the limited roster spots, and a lot of proven players already for the Reign. These draft picks and these non-roster invitations are going to have to do a lot to be able to get attention from the coaching staff and from other players. So you kind of got to do what you can to be able to get noticed and even potentially hang around, sign a contract, or be at the ready for when the Reign are going to have to fill these spots, or if they need to fill so due to some unseen circumstance. So move over to some team-related news here. On the 7th, we had 3 Reign players called into national team duty for the inaugural CONCACAF W Gold Cup. One from the U.S. Women's National Team, defender Alana Cook called in, so nice to see Alana there. Kind of surprised to not see Sophia Huerta called in. And then 2 for Team Canada, midfielder Quinn, and for Jordan Heidema. So Heidema, Cook, and Quinn all taking part in the inaugural CONCACAF W Gold Cup. The Gold Cup has taken place on the men's side of things, so nice to see it active with the women's national teams as well. The same day, it was announced that forward Veronica Latsko had been extended through the 2025 season. Entering her 3rd year now with the Reign, the veteran attacker is tied for the 3rd most regular season appearances on the team, with 38 since 2022. She's coming off of a year where she recorded single-season highs in goals and assists, both tied for 2nd on the team respectively at 4 and 2. The 28-year-old also scored back-to-back game-winning goals in the quarter and semifinal matches of these last playoffs to help the club reach its 3rd NWSL championship. Obviously, with Latsko, those 2 games that we looked at and that you just talked about, very big, and that we, just talking about the grinder that she is, earning the sort of recognition that she got with those winners there. Prior to joining the Reign, Latsko spent 4 years with the Houston Dash, totaling 7 goals and 4 assists. She's a Pennsylvania native. She was with Houston when the club won the first ever Challenge Cup back in 2020. And we've talked about the Challenge Cup, now it being just a match played with the Shield winner of the last year and the championship winner of the last year. So kind of unfortunate that the Challenge Cup has gone to that. She is also tied for the most Challenge Cup games played all time in league history, registering 25 appearances, 1 goal, and 2 assists through that tournament. So unfortunately, don't think that those numbers necessarily will increase over time unless the Reign win more shields or win a championship, which they haven't done yet, unfortunately. But nice to see Latsko extended. Again, her ability to play all over the field, play all different sorts of roles, whether it's as a starter, off the bench, in short minutes, even playing some outside back with the World Cup happening this past year. Just the definition, as I've said, throughout our Reign segments the last few months, the last few years even, such a grinder and the ultimate teammate, that we've been able to see, at least. The next day, some more fan-oriented per se. The club announced its theme matches for the upcoming season, so we'll look at that here. Always fun each year when theme matches are announced. Obviously wanting to make folks from different communities feel included. So we've got our theme matches. There's home opener, which I don't know how much of a theme that is. That's March 17th versus the Washington Spirit. Earth Day, April 21st versus Chicago. AANHPI, May 19th versus Orlando, which is nice to see. Juneteenth, June 16th versus Portland. The Pride match, June 23rd versus Racing Louisville. Kids Day, July 7th versus Utah. Hispanic Heritage, September 29th versus Bay FC. Kick Breast Cancer on October 4th. And then, obviously, wrapping things up at the end of the year with Fan Appreciation, October 18th versus Houston. So, again, theme matches, nice to see that sort of thing integrated there. And to kind of tap into the different communities that obviously support the team, that are part of the team throughout the organization. Obviously fun to see that.